Good evening. While I'm waiting for the radio gig to come for the slow fly cub, I had this great idea. Why not make a slow fly Spitfire? Here's my Grillo's rubber powered model, which I converted to RC, which flies really well, but it's fast. So I thought with all my Yoyo slow flies, it'd be a laugh to make a slow fly Spitfire if I can, using the same undercambered wing section. The only problem with that is it's very lightweight and it's going to be difficult to fit ailerons. Not impossible, but I rather fancy having to go at sort of an experiment. What I thought I would do is to break the wing just outside the root and make the whole wing move like an aileron and pivot it on a bit of carbon or something. So that's what I'm going to have a go at. So it's going to just be slab sided. It won't be as rounded as these, but it'll be a similar wingspan, maybe a little bit bigger. I'll probably start at the wing actually, because that's the most challenging part. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw it up on the computer, send it to the laser, cut it out probably in cardboard, it's 2mm card, something like that, to check the fit of everything. And if I'm happy, then I'll transfer that to balsa wood and we'll make a start on the construction. I'm going to have this, what I want it to do, I've had this sort of image in my mind of a Spitfire flying really slowly around the hall. If I can get that, that's just going to look fantastic. Thinking ahead, covering wise, the wings don't cover very well with tissue and dope because they'll twist. So that's one of the things. There's no struts on a Spitfire to hold things in place. So whatever I do, I'm going to have to try and not have a shrinking covering. And the only way I can do that is maybe stick on like the you can't see it probably, the plastic covering like I've got on the Yoyos, which would be interesting to try, but not exactly camouflage. So anyway, I'll have to think about that, but for the time being I'm going to start with drawing up the wing on the computer and making a start. Cheers guys, let's get on with it. So I've made 3 cardboard versions of this. This is the first cut of balsa. This is 3/16 leading, trailing edge and tip pieces. It's also quite pleasing that I've just found a bit of balsa just the right size to fit all the bits on. So I'm cutting them out just for one wing. I'll assemble it, and any slight changes I need to make, I'll make for the second wing. There we go. I'll let that extractor run for a minute just to pull out the last bits of smoke, then we'll have a look at it. Oh, my next thing, I'm going to cut out the ribs. Okay, as you can see, I'm squeezing it in between the Piper Cub build because I'm just waiting for hardware. So, printed out a plan, and here's my components. So I've got a dihedral brace and undercarriage support in 16th ply. That's some little bits to space out. Then I've got the trailing edge and leading edge in 3/16 balsa, and then all the ribs are 1/16 balsa with the required holes. That's the theory anyway. So that's that bit there, that's that bit there, that bit goes there. What else we got here? A little bit at the end, it goes up there somewhere, that bit goes around here somewhere, that one there goes there. Then I've got ribs, and that's R4. Where's R1? R1 sits, shares the gap in the middle, which looks too big actually, with the wing the other side. R2 goes in there, and R3 goes in there, and that shares the gap with R4 because that has to be cut through after I've sanded it. The other thing I've done, these two ribs are 1/32 of an inch lower than these ribs because I want to sheet the centre section. Let's put some pins in here, hold things a little bit into position. It's not like me to start with the wings, but I just wanted to see how the wing mechanism worked. I did think about making just the wingtips originally, but then I thought, no, let's think big. There's no reason why they can't all move because the undercarriage only goes to here. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is rib 7. It's got a number on it, 7. Look. That'll go in there. Just want to set the distance. Where's rib 8? That's not quite right. That's not rib 8, or that's not rib 7. That is rib 7. That's rib 9. Come on, Cliff. There's rib 8. Now notice when I made the cardboard one up, it didn't quite follow the plan. Whether my printer's printed out slightly bigger than the CAD software is, I'm not sure, but either way, it's a good guide. See how quickly it comes together. Yeah, it's not far out. That rib for some reason seems to be the plan's printing. I wonder if I've taped it together wrong. Maybe that could be it actually. The two bits of paper could be. So that's a nice fit there. That's a nice fit there. How does this fit? Yeah, I think that's going to fit okay. If I glue that onto there, it's going to stop it all flopping about here, I think. I think before I glue some of these, I'm going to put the ribs in to make sure they fit where they should. What we got here? Number 6, 5, 5, 6. It's not 6. It must be 9. And can't beat a Spitfire shape, can you? Can't beat it. The other thing I was thinking about was a washout with this wing, because the carbon rod is straight and the wing gets thinner as it goes down, so you've got a sort of a natural dihedral onto it. As soon as I took it off the board, it sprung straight with the carbon, because the carbon's going to be glued in. Whether this one will do the same, being slightly heavier, you know, it's not just cardboard, remains to be seen. The thing is about having a little pool of CA is you forget you put it there and you end up putting your fingers in it, which is what I've just done. Okay, I'm going to focus on gluing these in. Should I white glue them or CA them? White glue or CA? I'll have a bit more time with white glue, and I'm not ready to build the other wing yet because I haven't cut the bits out, so I think I'll use white glue. And I'll tell you something else might be worth doing, and that is putting in the, just looking at all those line up with all the holes except the last one, which is odd. Let's just put these ribs in. What have we got here? Is that the next one? No, that's that one there. That won't do. Back to front. Okay guys, I'm going to assemble this with white glue and we'll come back and have a look at it when I've done so. The secret to a slow flyer is lightweight. In fact, the secret to any flying is lightweight, isn't it? If an aeroplane's light, also the lighter it is, the less it damages when it meets terra firma. It meets it a bit hard. Okay, so I'm going to glue all this together, guys, and I'll come back to you soon. I've glued the ribs in. I'm just pushing the 2mm carbon rod in, having given it a good sand to key the surface. I was just thinking as I was doing this, guys, how much I enjoy working out different methods of doing things. It's not a good idea to have any tension in this because it'll make the wing warp into funny shapes. Right, now that has to end just there. I'll put that for a little bit more because I need to get a washer or something on there to stop that pulling off, but not until I've built the fuselage. So that's pretty much where she's going to sit. Yeah, there we are. Let's glue it in. Then once it's glued in, I'll sand the leading and trailing edges and then just cut down through this with a knife blade. Perhaps I ought to just make a small gap there. It's such a perfect fit. Like that, and I can get my knife blade in there then. Putting a carbon spar through was a bit of a departure from my other yo-yo designs because they haven't got carbon spars, and I'm hoping that the covering will prevent it from twisting, because I did think that maybe I could put sort of an outrigger down to support it, which I can always do if things go a little bit pear-shaped, literally. Right, so that carbon spar is glued into these ribs, but it's free to rotate in this red tube. So that would be my only pivot. Hopefully it's going to be, don't forget, this isn't going to be zooming around, it's going to be pretty much a slow flyer, so that should be enough. And I'm hoping that the servo, which will fit down here somewhere, and push on the this rib here, fourth rib in, I'm hoping that that's going to be sufficient to steady it, but time will tell. So we'll go away, we'll let all that white glue set and CA set. And in fact, I'll tell you what I'll do while that is setting. I think the night is still young, yeah. I think I'll cut the other sets out, the balsa. I've got the plywood now, so it's just a matter of cutting out the balsa. I'm going to have to assemble, the wing and work on it as one wing with dihedral. I did Toyo having the flat piece of centre section, as the Spitfire does have, and then the dihedral, but then I thought, well, it means this has to be at an angle. It's just getting too complicated for what it's supposed to be, so I've gone with that. So I'm going to cut out the other bits, guys, and we'll resume when I've got something to resume to. Okay, second wing glued up. A few schoolboy errors, well, not a few actually, 2 or 3, but then, you know, hey, doesn't look like a huge amount of dihedral, but as it's going to have ailerons it won't matter, and quite strong, I think. So I'll let that dry. So I'm going to go back to the computer now. And design a fuselage. Here's my pile of Spitfire bits. I might put that one on the let me put that on the community tab. Okay, fuselage side. I've just cut out the rear half, and this is the front half, and I've just marked out the former positions using the low power, and this is the higher power that's actually doing the cutting. And as we can see, it's an unmistakable Spitfire shape. Yeah.